Welcome to this recap of the 2002 Brush Beetdigger baseball season. In the opening game on March the 12th, the Beetdiggers were at Faith Christian against a very talented Eagles team. Playing many of their younger players, the Beetdiggers struggled early as starter Bryson Lassiter allowed 5 runs in the opening inning, and by the time the game reached the third inning, it was Faith Christian 8, Brush nothing. And although Pascual Flores did an excellent job in relief for the Beetdiggers, they lost by a score of 10-1. The Diggers did not get a base hit until the 6th inning when Mitch Muniz led off with a single to right. He would score the only run for the Beetdiggers. The Diggers had only 2 hits in this game, Jason Radke providing the other. Game number 2 on March 15th was the opening game of the Fort Morgan Spring Classic at Eddie Underwood Field. The Beetdiggers, who were the designated visiting team, had Matt Weiner on the hill involved in a scoreless battle with Fort Morgan's Daniel Foose through 3 innings. However, the Mustangs broke through for 2 runs in the top of the 4th inning. The Beetdiggers did counter with 1 in the bottom half of the frame thanks to a leadoff double by Adam Brungard, but it was Franklin Walter's 2-run single that extended Fort Morgan's lead to 4-1. With the Beetdiggers unable to hit the baseball, the Mustangs scored 4 more in the 6th inning, half of those runs coming on another Walter single, and all of a sudden it was 8-1. Although the Diggers did score 2 in the bottom of the 6th, it was Fort Morgan winning 11-3 as they tacked on 3 more in the top of the 7th inning. The difference in this game once again was hitting, as the Beetdiggers for the 2nd consecutive game mustered only 2 hits, while Fort Morgan had 15 as the Beetdiggers dropped to 0-2. The Fort Morgan Spring Classic continued on Saturday, March 16th at Sunset Park in Brush, with the Diggers facing Colorado Springs Christian. The visitors scored a run in the top of the 1st inning. The Diggers countered with 1 in the bottom of the 1st and were still batting with 2 on, and big Bryson Miller at the plate.
The pitch home. Swung on and hit in the air into deep left center field. That one might go. That one is gone. A 3-run homer for Bryson Miller, and the Beetdiggers have claimed a 4-1 lead. He took that fastball and just pulled it well over the left center field fence.
Not only was Miller getting it done with a bat, but also his right arm, especially in the 3rd inning.
The called strike 3 and a high fastball, and that's going to be strikeout number 5 for B. Miller. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. He did go fishing for that high fastball. Strikeout number 6. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Oh, he went with a heat on the outside corner. Miller strikes out the side. 7 Ks for the Beetdigger right-hander.
The Diggers were looking to add to that 4-1 lead in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
And here is the pitch home. Swung on and grounded up the middle. A diving play by the second baseman off his glove. 1 run scores. Here comes Weiner around 3rd. The throw to the plate is offline. The Beetdiggers lead 6-1. That's a base hit credited to Tomas Perez.
By the time the inning was over, the Diggers led 8-1 as Brett Okeson had an RBI single. The teams exchanged runs in the 4th inning, so Brush still led 9-2. And with Miller pitching so well, it looked like Brush would cruise to victory. However, Colorado Springs Christian scored 3 runs in the top of the 5th, 2 of them coming on a home run from Alex Shepard, and they closed to within 9-5. And then they actually grabbed the lead 10-9 on a 2-run double by Brian Gotch in the 6th inning. The Beetdiggers could not even muster a hit over the last 3 innings, and Colorado Springs Christian added an insurance run in the 7th. They go on to the 11-9 victory as the Beetdiggers fell to 0-3. The Beetdiggers played another game at Sunset Park on March 16th, and it was the 7th place contest of the Fort Morgan Spring Classic versus Fairview. But unfortunately, it was nearly a carbon copy score-wise of the Colorado Springs Christian game, as the Diggers lost 11-8, despite excellent performances by Joe Ginther, who was 4 for 4 with a home run, and Adam Brungard, who also went deep. These very young Beetdiggers, with only 2 seniors on their roster, were now in the unenviable position of beginning the season with a record of 0-4. Aiming to find themselves in the 5th game of the season on March 23rd in Greeley against Northridge, the Beetdiggers got a leadoff single from Jason Radke, who was quickly sacrificed to second by Jose Aguilar. 2 wild pitches and 3 batters later, the Diggers had a run across, a man on base, and Joe Ginther inside the batter's box.
The pitch is swung on and laced high and deep down the left field line. If it stays fair, it's trouble. And that one is off the fence. Ginther's go in for a double, and a run scores, and the Beetdiggers lead 2-0 on a 2-out double by Joe Ginther.
The next batter was Adam Alexander.
The 3-2 pitch. He swings and laces it down the right field line. That's going to be trouble. It's into the corner. Alexander's going to have an easy double. Scoring on the play is Ginther, and the Diggers lead 3-0.
But that 3-run cushion did not last long as the Digger defense got sloppy in the bottom of the first inning, committing 2 errors, leading to 2 unearned runs off starting pitcher Bryson Miller. But Brush still led 3-2. It was still 3-2 going into the top of the 4th inning when the Diggers simply flexed their muscles. Alexander led off with a single. Tomas Perez reached on a fielder's choice. Up to the plate came Mitch Muniz.
The pitch home. Curveball is lined into right field. That's a base hit. Alexander's going to score the RBI single by Mitch Muniz.
And the Diggers led 4-2. Brett Okeson's sacrifice fly made it 5-2. Jason Radke then delivered a single, and it was 6-2. The Diggers had a 6-run advantage on Jose Aguilar's 2-run double. All in all, the Diggers tallied 8 runs, registered 6 hits, and took a commanding 11-2 lead. And with Miller doing an excellent job on the mound, Northridge could not muster a rally. And the Diggers were still looking to add to their 11-run total in the top of the 5th.
Miller waving that bat in the box, and he is awaiting the 2-2 pitch. He swings and lines it into left field. That's a base hit. Let's see if the runner Okeson tries to score. He will, and he'll score standing up. And the Beetdiggers have grabbed a 10-run lead. It's 12-2.
The Diggers tacked on 2 more runs thanks to singles from Adam Brungart, Joe Ginther, and Tomas Perez. They led 14-2. Northridge would score 1 insignificant run in the bottom of the 5th inning, and Brush won the game 14-3. Their first win of the season, but once again it was that big 8-run 4th inning in which they had 5 stolen bases for head coach Mark Muniz.
We worked on little things in terms of that short game, the hit and run and all those kind of things, and it really showed up today. It showed up in the game last night with the JVs also. So we're real pleased with this. And I just told the boys that don't be satisfied because we got a long ways to go, but this was extremely positive today.
The Beetdiggers had 14 hits, 3 by Joe Ginther, 3 by Adam Alexander. If you allow at least 1 run in every inning, the chances are you'll lose a game. The Beetdiggers learned this tough lesson on March 26th in Bennett. 2 Beetdigger errors along with 2 walks led to the Diggers' undoing in the bottom of the first inning as Bennett grabbed a 1-0 advantage. 1 inning later, starting pitcher Matt Weiner walked the leadoff hitter Jeff Mitchell. He would score a little bit later on, and it was 2-0 Bennett. The Diggers got back into the game at the top of the 3rd inning as Mitch Muniz led off with a walk, and he would score on a wild pitch. However, the bottom of the 3rd inning is where Bennett really responded. 2 walks, 3 hits, 4 runs, and a 6-1 Tiger advantage. The Diggers did counter in the top of the 4th, however. Nate Hepner led off with a walk. Tomas Perez was able to single. A few batters later, the Diggers had 3 runs across, thanks in part to RBI singles from Jose Aguilar and Bryson Miller. All of a sudden, it was a ball game once again at 6-4. But this was not to be the Diggers' day. Bennett scored 2 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, and 2 in the 6th to win the game 11-4. The Digger defense committed 6 errors. The Digger offense was out-hit 10-7. The lone bright spot for Brush was Bryson Miller, who was 4 for 4 as the Diggers fell to 1-5. When you've dropped 5 of your first 6 games, playing the defending state champion Eaton Reds is not exactly a cure for losing, but that's the prospect the Diggers were faced with on March 30th at Sunset Park. Starting pitcher Bryson Miller struggled with his control in the opening inning, walking the first 3 hitters. That, along with another free pass and 2 Reds hits, led to 4 early runs. It was still 4-0 in the bottom of the 3rd inning, as the Diggers were still seeking their first hit, but had 2 on base with 2 outs, and Adam Brungart waiting and ready to deliver.
The 1-0. Fastball line, base hit to center field. 1 run's going to score. Let's see if Aguilar can come around 3rd. He's going through a stop sign. The 3rd of the plate is going to be... Wait, he's in there. Boy, he slid in ahead of that relay. A 2-run single For Adam Brungard, the Diggers back in the game at 4-2 as going over to third was Greenwood.
And with Miller doing an excellent job retiring 7 consecutive Reds at one point, the Diggers inched closer with a run in the bottom of the 5th inning to make it 4-3 in favor of Eaton. But the Reds put the game away in the 7th inning thanks to 4 base hits, including 2-run singles by Brandon Trujillo and Junior Barrios. They won the game 8-3 as once again, the Diggers did not hit the baseball, only 4 hits, 2 by Brungard and 2 by Mitch Muniz. Brush fell to 0-1 in the Northern Plains District and 1-6 overall. In the second game of their doubleheader against Eaton on March the 30th, the Beetdiggers once again suffered from early inning troubles. A couple of walks by starting pitcher Adam Alexander to go along with 2 Reds hits gave them 2 first-inning runs. It was 5-0 Eaton after an inning and a half, thanks to 2 hit by pitches, a walk, a Beetdigger error, and a 2-run single by Justin Ginther. And with the Beetdiggers not showing much life on offense, Eaton extended that lead to 9-0 after 2.5, thanks in part to 4 consecutive base hits, including a 2-run single by Tyler Tadayama. Brush did score an unearned run in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and with the pitching now doing their job, that gave the offense an opportunity to get back into the game. In the bottom of the 5th inning, Jason Radke walked, got to second on Jose Aguilar's single, and that brought up Bryson Miller.
Griffiths getting the sign from Justin Ginther will stretch. And the 1-0. Miller swings and sends a drive high and deep into left field, going way back, and that ball is gone! A 3-run homer for Bryson Miller. And the Beetdiggers are inching closer. They're down by a score of 9-4. No chance for any Reds outfielder on that one, and Miller just took that fastball and deposited it well over the left field fence.
It was 9-5 in favor of Eaton when Adam Brungard singled and scored on Mitch Muniz's fielder's choice later in that 5th inning. The teams traded runs in the 6th, so the Reds still led by 4 at 10-6. Then they tacked on 2 more in the top of the 7th inning, thanks in part to a single by Chris Swain scoring a run. And the Diggers could not generate a rally in the bottom of the 7th inning and lost by a score of 12-6. Brush had 6 hits, 2 of them by Bryson Miller, in falling to 0-2 in the Northern Plains District and 1-7 overall. Just when you least expect things to happen, they do. Case in point, April 4th in Akron against the number 1 ranked and undefeated Rams of Class 2A. Jason Radke began the game being hit by a pitch. Jose Aguilar then reached on an error by shortstop Matt Glosson. That sent up the RBI man, Bryson Miller.
The stretch, and the runners will stay. The pitch, swinging a drive into the right center field gap. That one will land. That one will go all the way to the fence. Rounding third is Greenwood. He will score. Racing into third is Aguilar. Into second with the RBI double is Bryson Miller. And the Beetdiggers lead 1-0.
Looking to duplicate Miller's efforts was Adam Brungard.
And the pitch home. Brungard swings, grounds it, base hit into left center field. 1 run will score. The ball is bobbled in center field, but holding up in third is Miller. An RBI single by Adam Brungard, and the Diggers have doubled their advantage. It's 2-0.
It was only the beginning when Joe Ginther planted himself inside the batter's box.
The pitch, fastball swung on line, base hit up the middle. Scoring is Miller. It looks like Brungard will hold up at third. He will. The RBI single from Joe Ginther has extended the cushion. 3-0 Beetdiggers.
It was 4-0 when Brungard scored on a wild pitch. Mitch Muniz was looking to extend that lead.
The 2-2. Curveball is swung on, popped up into right center field. That should drop. It will. Scoring easily is Ginther. Another RBI base hit. The 4th in a row by the Beetdiggers. This one by Mitch Muniz. And now they lead 5-0.
Adam Alexander then reached on an infield single. The bases were loaded when the Rams misplayed Brett Okeson's sacrifice. So the bases were loaded for Tomas Perez, who was issued a 6-pitch walk. The easiest of RBIs gave Brush a 6-0 cushion and Jason Radke's 2nd plate appearance of the inning.
The pitch. Breaking ball is popped up into short right field. That one might drop. There's trouble out there. That one will drop for a base hit. The ball gets away for the right fielder, Jim Jabauer. 1 run will score as Okeson holds up at third. Another RBI base hit, this one by Jason Radke. The Beetdiggers 7, and the Akron Rams nothing. Still nobody out in the top of the first.
But the Rams finally registered an out with the bases loaded. Aguilar hit a comebacker to Raymond Thornton, who threw to the catcher Mike Davidson for the first out. But Davidson threw the ball into right field, scoring another Beetdigger run, making it 8-0. Radke then crossed home plate on the back end of a double steal, and it was 9-0. And that brought up Bryson Miller.
Stretched by Raymond Thornton, and the 1-2. Miller swings and lines it into left field. That's a base hit. Aguilar should be able to get around third and score, and he will easily. And the Beetdiggers have a 10 spot in the first inning. Bryson Miller with his second RBI hit of the inning. It's 10-0 Brush.
10 runs would have been suffice, but Adam Brungard hit another routine grounder to the shortstop Matt Glosson, who committed his second error of the inning. Joe Ginther then got his second base hit of the inning. Mitch Muniz was looking for his second RBI of the inning.
Here's the payoff pitch. Fastball swung on grounded slowly towards third. A very tough play. The third of first is going to be late. An infield hit for Mitch Muniz. Another RBI for Muniz, and the Beetdiggers lead 11-0. As C.J. Sidebottom did everything he could, but that base hit had eyes as well, and of course the legs of Muniz enabled him to beat that one out.
Even though the Diggers were hitting the baseball, the Rams were also contributing with 3 errors when they decided to help out the Beetdiggers once again.
Swung on and lifted into left field. That might be deep enough to score the base runner from third. Fred Thornton cannot make the play. It evades his reach. Coming around to score is Brungard. Ginther rounding third. Here's the throw to the plate. He is slides. He's in there. Running now to third for the Beetdiggers is Mitch Muniz, and into second is Alexander. It is 13-0.
And up came the 17th hitter of the inning, Brett Okeson.
Here is the 2-0. Okeson swings and lines it up the middle. Base hit. Scoring easily is Muniz. Alexander will stay at third. An RBI single for Brett Okeson. The Beetdiggers lead by 2 touchdowns. It's 14-0.
Alexander would score on a wild pitch, and finally, the first inning, the top of the first inning was done. 15 runs by the Beetdiggers on 10 hits. There were 4 Akron errors. They carried that lead to the 4th inning, where they scored 4 more runs. 3 walks by Akron to go along with a hit by pitch tallied those 4 runs, making it 19-0. The Rams would score a run in the bottom of the 4th inning. The Beetdiggers tacked on 1 more in the top of the 5th. They won the game 20-1 as Jason Radke tossed a complete game 5-hitter for head coach Mark Muniz.
We were expecting a lot tougher game in terms of coming down here, but we really attacked the ball in that first inning. We relaxed a little bit too much in those later innings, because I think that the way we came out and attacked the ball, we probably should have done that in the entire game. But this is a good win. Did a lot of things that are positive. The pitching looked good. Yeah, we're just hoping that we can keep it together through the weekend and into next week, because we really need these ball games.
The Beetdiggers had 12 hits overall, improving to 2-7 on the season.